Hi, welcome to Cooking with Jasmine. Today we're going to make a New York steak strip with oregano compound butter. First things first, we're going to make our compound butter because it needs to get firm in the fridge. Okay, we're getting ready to make our compound butter. What I did, I used a stick of butter. You can use however much butter you feel comfortable with. I diced up 15 grams, which is a tablespoon of oregano leaves, and I'm going to pour it in here and work the mixture into with my hands. Some people prefer to use gloves. I really don't think it matters as long as your hands are clean and you're not killing anybody. You can do it with your hands. Cut. Okay, so what we did was scoop the butter out with a spoon onto this saran wrap. So what we're going to do is we want to make our butter get formed into like a cylinder almost, and we're going to put this in the refrigerator and wait till it gets firm and hard. And this is what's going to go with our steak. Okay, we want to twist the ends really well. Do it like that, and let's put it in the fridge. Do our rice pilaf. First things first, we're going to sweat our onions in some butter. And when I say sweat onions, I mean to get no color on the onions whatsoever. You can do this at medium heat for 5 to 10 minutes. And if you put a little salt on here, it'll help the onions sweat just a little faster. Butter is melted, so now we're going to add our onions and go ahead and sweat those just for a little bit, for about 5 to 10 minutes. That's all it takes. No color whatsoever on there. You see how my onions look with no color whatsoever? This is how they should look throughout the whole sweating process. You want to just sweat them until they're translucent and clear. You can add a little bit of salt on here if you want to help them sweat faster, and you also can cover them with a lid. Just keep an eye on it. That's what I'm going to do. Now see here, our onions are sweated properly. Now we're going to add our rice. I did about 1 1/2 cup. And what we're going to do is we're going to mix it up, let it get coated with the butter and the onions. You know, just toast it a little bit, but don't get any color on the rice. And then we're going to add our 2 cups of chicken broth or chicken stock. This just, you know, kind of stay right here for a minute, cook for a minute. Now I'm going to add my 2 cups of chicken stock. And I'm going to bring this to a boil. And then I'm going to turn it down on medium heat and let it simmer for 20 to 25 minutes, and just until the rice is done. And then I'm going to fluff it with a fork. And I'll show you guys how to do that later after it's done. Our mixture's been brought to a boil, so we're going to turn it down. And one thing I forgot to mention is that you can add some thyme, which is these things right here. They're plants. They're full of flavor. You can marinate meat in there and all that. So we're going to go ahead and put that in here. Just to add to the flavor of the rice. You don't have to put that much, you know, put as much as you like in there. Now we're going to cover this and let it cook for 20 to 25 minutes just until the rice is done. Okay, while we're waiting for our rice to cook, we're going to do our steak. So I seasoned it with a little bit of salt and pepper, and I put a little bit of olive oil on there, as well as putting it in the pan to help keep it from sticking to the pan. Also, I want to add for the rice, if you feel like it's not cooked long enough, you can add a little bit more chicken stock until it's tender. And right now we're going to put our steak over in the pan. And sear it on both sides. You just get a nice golden brown color on there. And then before we put it in the oven. Okay, our rice is done. It's time to season it and fluff it. So what we're going to do is remove these out of here. And we're going to fluff it. Move some more this out of here. So what we want to make sure is that all of our liquid is evaporated. And this is how your rice should look for your rice pilaf. See that nice color we got on the steak? We want that on both sides before we place it in the oven. Okay, let me know when you're ready. Okay, so we're gonna season our rice a little bit. Just add a little salt in there. Just kind of season it to taste. Don't put too much. However your taste is, you season it to it. Okay, we're about to put both our steaks in the oven. We've got a nice color on both sides. That's what we were looking for. Just get it off the fork. And now we're gonna go ahead and put this in the oven and cook it for about 30 to 35 minutes, just until done. Or if you like yours medium rare or medium well, you cook it however you want to cook it. But I'm going to do mine because I like it well. Okay guys, right now I'm going to show you how to make a rice pilaf. So what we did was we got this little glass looking thing and we rubbed butter around it. And what we're going to do is stick the rice in it. Okay, so what I did was stuff some rice down in there. I just packed it a little bit. We just want to let it sit here and kind of mold itself into the shape of the little bowl thingy. And then we'll let that sit there for about a minute or two before plating it. Look at that. See how it took the shape of the little mold? And now we're going to plate our steak next to it, and we're going to get our compound butter out the refrigerator and just cut like at least 2 little cylinder rounds off of it and place it on top of the steak. Alright guys. Okay, we're plating our steak. Yeah, a nice juicy steak. Yeah, next to our rice pilaf. And now we're going to go get the butter out the fridge. Okay, we're plating our butter, our 2 rounds. Here we go. And there you have it. A New York strip steak with oregano compound butter and a rice pilaf. Enjoy.